Hello and welcome to HRA8140 Climate Control, week number 3. In this week, we'll be taking a look at human-environment interactions. By the end of this unit, you should be able to explain significant short-term and long-term effects of human activity on the natural environment. Should be able to examine the use of fossil fuels over a historical timeline and assess their impact on climate change. You should be able to distinguish between the natural greenhouse effect and the enhanced greenhouse effect. You should be able to list the 3 most important greenhouse gases. First, when did it all start? When did we begin having an impact on the planet? Did it begin with the Industrial Revolution? Did it begin with the growth of farming and the deforestation of land? What was the impact on the planet then and now? How do we measure the impact that we're having on the planet? Measuring the impact that humans have on the planet can be challenging. Ice cores, just like layers in a tree trunk, can tell us a number of things about the atmosphere years ago. These ice cores provide a link to the past and give us some clues as to what existed in the atmosphere many years ago. Only in the past 50 years have we taken more accurate measurements of carbon dioxide levels using another method. Most would agree that we as humans began impacting the planet at the time of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was a period from 1750 to 1850 where changes in agriculture, manufacturing, mining, transportation, and technology had a profound effect on the social, economic, and cultural conditions of the times. During the times of the Industrial Revolution, there was an increase in demand for energy to fuel the machines of the new age. This resulted in new explorations for coal and oil. With the Industrial Revolution, there was a growing demand for mobility. People and their products had to move. Transportation was no longer for the rich. Massive roadways were being constructed in Europe and North America. Affordable automobiles were being built for the masses. The Model T was spreading across America, and Henry Ford was becoming one of the wealthiest men in the country. With all of this, the demand for coal and oil was increasing. How much energy did we use? How much energy are we using now? The following chart shows the amount of energy used per person over a number of decades and beyond. The numbers are given in megajoules and kilocalories, which are measurements for energy. Before you see the chart, how much more energy do you use compared to your grandparents? What's your guess? Here's a chart showing daily energy use per person. If we take a look at 1950, with 630 megajoules per day, we take a look at the year 2000, it's approximately twice that number. Notice that as we go increasing in decades, the amount of energy consumed is increasing. So what does this all lead to? Recall the greenhouse effect. This is what keeps our planet at a nice habitable temperature in most parts of the world. This is sometimes referred to as the natural greenhouse effect. Climate scientists believe that the increased use of fossil fuels since the Industrial Revolution has led to the enhanced greenhouse effect. The enhanced greenhouse effect is an increase in the natural process of the greenhouse effect brought about by human activities, whereby greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, CFCs, and nitrous oxide are being released into the atmosphere at a far greater rate than would occur through natural processes, and thus their concentrations are increasing. This is also called the anthropogenic greenhouse effect, or climate change. What is causing the enhanced greenhouse effect? The cause of the enhanced greenhouse effect is due to an increase in greenhouse gases due to the burning of fossil fuels and other man-made products. Currently, the top 3 greenhouse gases are methane, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. Yes, water is considered a greenhouse gas. Let's review. By the end of this unit, can you explain significant short and long-term effects on human activity on the natural environment? Can you examine the use of fossil fuels over a historical timeline and assess their impact on climate change? Can you distinguish between the natural greenhouse effect and the enhanced greenhouse effect? Can you list the 3 most important greenhouse gases? That concludes the presentation for week 3. Take care, and we'll talk with you next week.